risk can be thought out. When risk is not this. You know, let's go jump in. You know, risk. There are risks to everything. The day you get married, your risk of both, having a great marriage, having a bad marriage. I mean, there's risk to everything. It's thought through, it's passionate, and I also agree on the other thing of I would tell everybody about my idea for 2 years because they gave me other ideas to make it better. And we continually tell other ideas. We talk to other companies that could do what we do, but we believe in what we do so much that we're going to do it better anyway. So that part I totally agree with. But risk, life is risk. It just is. Accept that fact and think it through. Think about those of you who get $1,000 in this room. What are you going to do with it? You know, I mean, it's great you're all in here and everybody's, you know, somewhat trying to pay attention, and that's okay. If I was in college, I'd think there's $2 picture night somewhere around this town. That's what I've been thinking. So, but so five of you are going to get $1,000. You know, what are you going to, you know? There comes the next point, you know, because now you're going to have to risk your reputation and your idea. That's worse than sometimes $1 million. It's the fact that I had this idea, now I have to actually go prove that it can work. So that's what I would say on that.
Yeah, I think that security is an illusion. So just go ask a few people who've been laid off that have been working at the same company for 20 years. So, you know, I don't know if that's how you define risk. You know, you guys are young. My goodness, you've got 20 or 30 years ahead of you that you can risk. You know, you've got multiple opportunities and multiple ventures you can get involved with, and you can fail, you know, 5 or 10 times and still be successful. You know, Ray Kroc became successful after he was 50. So I think the greater risk is not to pursue your dreams and not to use the talents that you have. And then wonder, you know, what would happen, you know, I mean, then you've got to live with, well, what if I would have done it, you know? And I don't think people are very happy living in that way, you know, that way.
Who's that author, Dave Ramsey? He is this financial planner named Dave Ramsey. I think he went bankrupt 2 or 3 times before actually really making it. He's a financial planner, went bankrupt. Like, if that's not ironic, I don't know what is, you know? And this guy, he just kept going for it. He just kept, I mean, he couldn't not do it, you know? So.
You can overcome anything. You can. The only thing that will ever stop you is you. That's what I believe. There's only one power to stop you, and that's yourself. If you really, really, really want to do something, and you're just packed, you can make it happen. We're all three absolute. We're the epitome of that. We just decided we're going to do it, and we're not going to get stopped. So that's up to each one of you. And I also asked the next question: the 5 of you win the $1,000. What are you other ones going to do? You know. So, you know, are you going to stop that idea? Okay, I didn't win the $1,000. If you're really passionate about it, keep going. Go find people who want to listen to you. You never know. It's about relationships. It's all about relationships. It absolutely. I'm 100% agree with Duncan on that. We sit where we sit. I do because of the relationships that I've had in my life.
So I know we're over time, and I'm going to be respectful of your time and other folks' time, and then there's pizza up here too. So we've got a lot of things going on.
Yeah. Let's do 1 or 2 more questions.
Do you guys have do you have the time?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay.
So you guys are talking about passion and how that's the most important thing. I was watching this video online, and this guy was saying, passion is very important, but you also need the ability to sell. Sure, you can be like really good at painting, but if no one wants to buy your paintings, like, it doesn't matter how long you'll keep painting,
right? Because
you won't be able to get an income, and it's just like, if you're trying to make a profit, that is, like, you have to be able to get good at selling or become passionate about selling.
Would you not say, all 3 of us would say, you better find out what you're great at, you. And what I mean by that, in this business, you might be the best customer support rep, not the CEO. and I know that's hard to say. You said about, I am very passionate. In fact, I took days off work as a principal and I went to districts and I presented because I was so passionate. And we sold, with nothing. Nothing. And after we did, we were down to, I'll tell you, we were down to $46,000 left that we could borrow. And we were in my house on a Saturday afternoon in April of '07. On the couch, my wife and I had put everything her father earned in his lifetime. And I just couldn't sell it. I couldn't sell it. And I said, we need to go hire Jacob Gibson, who's now the business partner. He could sell it. And we all agreed, we all knew him, and that's where I would tell you on that. Somebody has to be passionate. Somebody has to be technically sound. Somebody has to be the type A personality in the room. Somebody has to be able to Jacob can walk into a room and 87% of the time they buy the product. That's a pretty incredible salesperson. So my answer to you on that is, no, you don't have to be passionate and the salesman and the tech genius.
Just have access to.
You have to have the access to those people to make part of that family you're building.
If I can add to that, there's a great book called E-Myth out there. It's about the very idea behind, you need to do what only you can do.
Right.
And you need to find people who are better than you at the same things.
Yes.
Because if you don't, you're going to be a company of, I think David Ogilvy said this, he said you can become a company of giants or a company of, and hopefully I do not offend anybody, but a company of midgets, if you hire people that are not as good as you or aren't better than you.
Right.
So, yeah, I completely agree with that statement.
Yeah, and let me just add that whatever your business is, whatever you choose to pursue, that doesn't have to be your passion. Your passion could be the reason why you're doing that and why you want to be successful. There could be another passion that's driving you to have success in the business. So you don't have to be passionate about painting to have a great painting company, but there's got to be some passion that drives you to want to have a great painting company, right?
Oh, I was just going to mention, I've been reading Think and Grow Rich recently, and Napoleon Hill tells a story about Henry Ford, because he's put on trial because someone has accused him of being uneducated. And Napoleon Hill's whole point is you're educated if you know how to get exactly what you want in the world without taking advantage of someone else. So when he's on the stand, he's getting asked all these questions like, when did the Spanish Armada invade this thing, blah, 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 blah. And he doesn't know the answer to any of these. And he just stops the lawyer and he says, why do I have to know these when at a push of a button I can have anyone that can answer any of these questions and do anything that I need at any time?
Absolutely.
And it just floors everybody.
I've spent 5 years learning how to be a businessman. I had lunch once a month with 3 CEOs, and I walked in every day with my hat in my hand. I walked in every day with, I don't know what I'm doing, and I walked in every day with, I'm searching for answers. And not every answer they gave me was right from the company, but I'll tell you this, of those 3 men, who were all CEOs of successful companies, and I thank God every day that He put them in my life, that they were willing to have lunch with me once a month. I can tell you this, when they told me to do something, one of 2 things happened. 6 months from then, either I apologized to them for not doing it because they were right, or I thanked them because I did do it and they were right. And you have to seek out wisdom. No offense to any of you in the room, most of you in the room, that wisdom comes with age. I'm 41 years old and I don't have the wisdom. I don't have it. Wisdom comes with age and experience and failures and successes and all these things that wrap up in life. And I know you all want it right now. And that's why any of you, breaks my heart, I'll tell you. I saw a business get started here in Blacksburg, college kids, successful. They should go out and find wisdom and put them in charge to take it to go to the next level. And that doesn't mean, I think Mark Zuckerberg is the worst thing that's happened to the youth. Because you all say, well, if he can do, man, that is so rare. Seek wisdom. Seek it out. Put it around you. Find it. I pay for that in my company. I have 3 guys who basically, they have jobs in my company, but they're there for the 9 words they give me every day. I can't tell you I can tell you what the 9 words were today, but they give me 9 words every day, and I go,